This is Minutia Men with Rick and Dave.
All right, so you sent me this email about when you can meet this week.
Right.
Okay.
A little busy.
And so what is happening? It's 10:07 now on Thursday, but you said we have a drop-dead time of 11.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, that's the Mexico game is on. Actually, the first game is South Africa versus Czechia.
Yeah.
I'm not really that concerned. We can go over a little bit.
Okay.
I just need to see the second half just to get the full update.
Okay.
I actually, this is embarrassing. I missed the first half of the England game yesterday because I had to go grocery shopping, and it was Bridget's birthday, so I had to get some nice food for her. But I missed the first half. I missed 5 goals.
Well, when did the game start?
At like 3 in the afternoon.
Why didn't you just go?
Because I work. I have a company. Do you know about this? I'm working here.
All right. Well, I'm just saying that this is. You should have blocked out this time.
I wasn't ideal.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you.
So who's going to win this first game? It's Czech. It's
I don't know.
Czech Rebels versus what is it?
It's formerly known as the Czech Republic until for some reason the last 6 months we have to start calling them Czechia.
Okay.
And then
Wow, you got a little.
I'm a little upset about it.
I'm a little pissed about that.
Yeah, you can't change the name of your country,
Especially with the World Cup coming.
I mean, come on.
Did they change their uniforms and stuff? So all the people who bought the old uniforms now have to.
I don't know. I'm just upset about it.
Yeah.
South Africa. I always liked South Africa. You know, I went there.
Right. You didn't use their public bathrooms and stuff.
I did not. I did not. Anyway, yes, I've got World Cup fever.
Okay, so we got to get going.
All right, yes.
Okay, we got to get going.
But we still have to do a show.
Yeah,
it's time for Minutia Men.
The following is a Tony Lasano podcast, an Opie production on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. This is Minutia Men with Rick and Dave.
So I saw on the news, this is pre-World Cup.
Yeah.
But I saw that there was like a fire in the stands. Was there?
That's a common thing. They shoot off flares. A lot of these countries shoot off flares. As a matter of fact, I saw a review of the USA-Germany game, which I think we talked about last time. USA faced Germany
at Soldier Field.
At Soldier Field.
It was a friendly.
It was a friendly.
Right.
The reporter that was sent by one of the English newspapers to cover the game.
English as in Britain.
Britain. Wrote a scathing review of Chicago because there were no flares in the crowd anywhere. So America obviously doesn't care about soccer correctly.
So these flares, can they set the chairs on fire and
stuff? It doesn't
stuff?
look safe to me. I'll be honest with you. I don't quite understand how they get them in through security in the first place. You know, I'm pouring out a 3-ounce bottle of water,
a Gatorade.
Yeah,
You're like, I know.
They're bringing in flares. But whatever.
That's funny. Hey, so I'm a little uneasy about doing this first story.
Why is that?
Well, because we're a champion of the arts.
Yes.
Right? And
yes.
I don't think it's always that nice to criticize other
artists.
Other
right, artists
right.
Like us. Uh-huh.
But this one, I'm going to make an exception with this guy.
Okay.
Your buddy, David Lee Roth.
Yes, you sent me this. This is unbelievable.
Okay, so why don't you tell this? So this is karma, basically. The way he treated you is now we're gonna pay him back in karma now.
All right. Well, you want me to tell the story?
Sure.
All right. So I'd say about 20 years ago, I was called up by CBS Broadcasting, and this was right when Howard Stern left terrestrial radio to go to satellite radio, whatever year that was,
for $100 bazillion.
Right. But he needed to be replaced because he was on hundreds of stations. So the plan that CBS came up with was to bring in big stars and have them regionally fight it out to see which one was going to replace him.
Okay.
And the big star that they brought into New York, into Howard's old studio, was David Lee Roth. Right now, they called me up and they told me this was all top secret. I had to go to New York. They flew me up there. I got an inkling that it was David Lee
Oh,
Roth.
so you did not know it was David Lee Roth until you...
Not 100% sure
Okay. All right.
until I walked in the room.
Oh, my God.
But I had...
Who were you hoping for? Paul McCartney?
I was hoping for Jon Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we get there, and I'm in the hotel, and I get a call. Tomorrow morning is your appointment. You're not allowed to wear any cologne because the host has very sensitive nose. And, we'll see you there promptly, right? Next morning, I walk into the CBS headquarters.
Did they send a car for you?
I was staying a block away, so I walked there. And I walked into CBS headquarters. The president of CBS Broadcasting was there. And then there was a bald guy and David Lee Roth. I said,
was David Lee Roth the bald guy? Because
he had a bandana on.
Yeah.
So I walk in and I sit in the seat next to the bald guy, and I look over to talk to David Lee Roth, and they're like, "Whoa, no, no one talks directly to David. If you have anything to say to David, you need to talk to the bald guy who was his manager or something."
That works well in a radio setting.
Oh my God. We had a talk for a few more minutes, and I'm like, this is not going to work out. I'm out of here. And I just left and went to the elevator, and the president of CBS at that time chased me down the hall and said, "What do you want? How much you want?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" Because I was the first one who said this was ridiculous. They had interviewed other people who all were like playing along. Okay, well, can you tell David that
I love his tie?
Right, exactly. My favorite song. Please tell David that I love Just a Gigolo and the way he did that. That's the kind of crap.
Yeah.
And I said no, and I flew back to Chicago. I got back to Chicago, and they wanted to offer me even more.
Really?
Yeah. And I talked to Bridget about it. We had 2 little kids at the time. And just the idea of
New York, and
it's just the cost of living there,
right? Yeah,
and the idea of finding schools, and it just it made
the
my
boxes,
head hurt.
Your Snow Dome collection, putting that in a box.
I don't like change, Dave. And plus, I knew it would be a friggin' nightmare working with this guy. A nightmare.
And so he did a show.
He got hired.
Yeah.
He did the show for 3 months, and in the second month, the bald guy was expelled from the building and not allowed to show up anymore. And David produced the show by himself for another month. He made them tear down the studio that Howard Stern had because he didn't like it, even though this studio was like the best radio studio in the country. Tore it down, rebuilt it. He came in and said, "I don't like the feng shui."
Oh, my God.
And made him rebuild it again.
Oh, my God.
They spent millions. Now, in retrospect, it's my theory that he wanted to get hired and then get fired because he signed a no-cut contract. It was like a $4 million contract or something like that.
He was doing your the guy for Jablonski for Severance.
Yeah, that's what I think. But I could be wrong. Yeah. Anyway, that's my David Lee Roth story.
All right. Well, David Lee Roth might be needing some money because he's now back on tour. Did you see this?
I did.
There's comes a time in every rock star's career when the question is no longer can he still do it, but should someone stop? Right. And I think we are at that point with David Lee Roth. So he is on tour right now, and he is getting some horrific reviews.
Yes, he is.
And I don't know why. I found some isolated lyrics.
Isolated vocals of what song is this?
Started to.
Here we go.
Wow. Do you even know what song that is?
I don't. I have no idea.
And that is one of the complaints that the audience is having, is that we don't know what the song is until the chorus comes, where other people are singing, because they literally cannot understand anything.
Wow.
That's Running with the Devil.
What?
It is Running with the Devil.
Can I hear it again?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can figure it out. Oh, I can hear a little bit there.
Davio.
Wow.
So here are some of my favorite comments. He looks like Don Knotts and sounds like Aunt Bea.
Oh my God, that is brutal. Oh my God.
Diamond Dave, more like cubic Sarkodian Dave. The crowd was singing out of self-defense, and Eddie Van Halen died twice listening to this.
Oh my God. I feel bad for him.
Well, that's why I was a little hesitant to play it, but he was such a jag to you. I'm...
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah, this is for you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I want your closure. I want you to have a closure.
So I have a story about somebody that is absolutely beloved here in Chicago, and his name is Pope Leo, who is...
I'm a huge fan.
I am.
Right.
I love the guy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you some stories that will make you love him even more. This is the Chicago Pope, right? Mm-hmm. This is a story that came out in the New York Times this week. All right. I'm just going to read part of it here. As Pope Leo XIV prepared last month to issue a major statement about the perils of artificial intelligence, remember he came out with that?
Sure. Right.
Yeah. He briefly turned his attention to an evening WhatsApp message about a car part. One of his close friends, Armando Lavera, had sent Leo an image of a flashing sign on his car dashboard warning about the state of the vehicle's catalytic converter. What do you think's going on? And the Pope texted, What's happening there with the Citroen? It's dying, Mr. Lavero responded. Is it running or is it stopped somewhere? The Pope asked. How much further do you have? Because he implored his friend to keep a close eye on the engine temperature and to drive carefully. He's hanging out at the Vatican. He's like, he's got a friend with car problems and he's fixing it up. He signed off with a word of fatherly advice. Sometimes at low speed it doesn't run well, the Pope wrote, but at a higher speed the oil flows naturally.
Well, he's from Chicago.
He's a Chicago guy.
He had to replace a catalytic converter.
So this is a friend of his. He's been a friend for a while, and would visit him in Chicago when he lived in Chicago. And let's hear this story. In 2004, he met with Leo in Chicago, and he told his friend about a young Peruvian woman in Spain who had caught his eye. This is Mr. Lavero talking.
Not the Pope.
He had asked her out, but she had told him that she would think about it. But she did mention a teddy bear that she coveted. And so the Pope said, oh, we got to find it. We got to find that teddy bear. So the two men hit the road, driving to malls, looking for the right stuffed toy. Finally finding what Mr. Lavero was looking for in a Target near New Lenox, Illinois.
Okay.
Love that.
That's the Pope. Yeah.
And then here's the best one.
Okay.
This is the best part. Last month, Leo mentioned to Mr. Lavero, who's obviously the source on this story,
yeah, of course,
that his brother, John Prevost, still called the Pontiff from Chicago for IT support.
like
I can't get my computer going. He says, John, I'm the Pope. And his brother said, oh, sorry, Pope. My computer is broken.
I got these expense reports that I got to get, Mr. High and Mighty.
I love that. That is Pope Leo. If you want to read the article, it's in the...
Has a Pope ever thrown out a first pitch at a baseball game?
I doubt it. In fact, I'm sure it's never happened.
White Sox playoffs.
That'd be so great.
Could you imagine?
That'd be so great. Anyway, that's the story about the Pope.
Hey, we got a review. Minutia Men is a rare podcast that can make you laugh out loud and give you something to talk about at dinner.
Oh,
I wonder, how many people do you think are really talking about the podcast at dinner?
Well, my family, occasionally. Not very often, but
how often?
Rarely.
That's from KLM on Potable, so please wherever you get your podcast.
It does help us when you review the show, so please do that. And unless you're not going to give us 5 stars, and if you're one of those people, don't review.
I'll take 4. I'm not greedy. I'm not an entitled.
You know what? You're right. 4 is fine. But we do have other features like this one.
Time now for Studio Walls.
And the words of the prophets were written on the studio walls.
So this is the part of the show where we dip into the Rick and Dave archives, and I got to say, Dave, this is a sad day for us. You didn't even know this.
I did not know.
But Tom Dreesen, the comedian from Chicago, passed away today or yesterday. He was 86 years old. Very sad story. Tom has been...
I sent him your book. He had a copy of every cover.
I know. He's been super supportive of us, for
we have
years.
had him on the show, yeah.
He's in, I think, 5 of our books. So, I mean, we love the guy. And we've had him on the show. In fact, that's what we're going to play for you now. I have known him for more than 20 years because he was friends with John Records Landecker. And he would always tell this story when he came on Landecker's show. And I made him tell it to us. And it's about the day that John tried to do stand-up comedy and how he used it as an example to teach comedians
what not to
do. and here he is telling that story.
Well, what happened was years ago, we're going back in 1971, I think 72, there were no comedy clubs in America. I mean, like we have today, over 500-something comedy clubs. So those of us in Chicago who were starting out, we did charities. We would appear on stage anywhere, anytime you could. There were comedians that would join AA, even though they didn't have a
hey, it's an audience. It's a good room, right?
But you had to find some place to get up on stage. So I used to say we'd play a phone booth if you promised to call, because we needed that stage time. So Tim and I had gone to New York and seen the improvisation. And it was just starting out then, and how comics could get up every night and try out the new material. So I came back to Chicago and talked to a man named Henry Norton. He owned a few clubs, but he owned a club called the Le Pub. And I said to him, his worst night was Monday night. He didn't have much business, so I convinced him to let us do a comedy night there on Monday night. And it became Chicago's first comedy club. And so the word got out, and I did John's show, of course, promoting it. And so everybody's coming there. And John said, I've always wanted to try stand-up. I'm going to be there. I'm going to put together what I think is a 10-minute routine, 5 to 10 routine, and then I'm going to get up. So he got there. And, of course, there were comedians who were getting up who had some stage presence and some stage times, and they were new kids. And when John saw that, he ordered a pitcher of beer. And he drank that so fast that he thought he'd order another pitcher of beer. And then John got up after 2 pitchers of beer. And I've always said to everybody, do not drink 2 pitchers of beer before you do your first stand-up comedy.
Well, we've got John's phone number, so you can actually have them call him.
So, wow. That's one of the stories he used to tell. There's a lot of great stories. But you want to listen to that episode? That's episode number 145 of Minutia Men.
Yeah, he would always, if we ever needed, he would.
He did all sorts of stuff for us, and he did all sorts of stuff for the Cubs
and Chicago. He was a great Chicago.
Yes, he blurbed 3 or 4 of our books. I mean, I don't know. I just thought he was a great guy, and I'm very sad that he is no longer with us. So rest in peace, Tom Dreesen.
Well, thanks for bringing down the room.
Yeah, sorry.
This story will prick you up. University president tells graduates that you should consider suicide if the workplace is too difficult. This is from Taiwan.
Okay.
Xin University President Chen Ching-ho said Friday that he will take a 2-month unpaid leave of absence after telling graduating students to end themselves if life in the workforce became too taxing. This
great advice.
In a statement issued on social media, Chen said he had not been sufficiently careful in his remarks due to a tight schedule, adding that his comments were intended to encourage graduates to improve their life and workplace skills, but he may have not expressed it clearly.
Yeah.
He urged graduates to manage their time and emotions, after entering the workforce. That's good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Saying those who fail to do so should quickly end themselves because this world no longer needs your existence.
Jeez. Jeez.
Right. I got to get tougher on my kids.
Well, I got to tell you, that's not one of the most inspiring commencement addresses I've ever heard.
Here's some of the. So, what do you think the parents were thinking in the audience here?
Yeah, I'm thinking they didn't like it.
Zhizhou Poin, father of a recent grad, remarked, "Most commencement speakers tell students to follow their dreams. He told them to follow the light." I thought that was
bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Another parent quipped, "The diploma came in a leather folder. The speech came in a body bag."
Wow.
So now, again, I don't want to leave our audience on a down note.
No.
Because you just did with the...
sorry about that. Yeah.
I found a Conan O'Brien clip of him giving a speech, which is going to perk up any of our graduates that are in the audience.
This is recent. He just did this a few weeks ago. It was in the news. Here's a clip of Conan.
Today, you have achieved something special. Something only 92% of Americans your age will ever know. A college diploma. That's right, with your college diploma, you now have a crushing advantage over 8% of the workforce. I'm talking about dropout losers like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and Mark Zuckerberg. Incidentally, speaking of Mr. Zuckerberg, only at Harvard would someone have to invent a massive social network just to talk with someone in the next room. Today, you...
That's pretty good.
Yep.
All right.
Do you remember who spoke at our graduate?
I have no memory of it at all,
either.
Which is probably not a good sign, right? But I have something that will... Actually, this is kind of about death too, but so let's just keep the theme going. This is death, though, related to one of our favorite subjects.
Oh,
You want to know what?
now I know.
Penises in the news.
Rick and Dave.
That's us. All right, so this is a story that is from the Democratic Republic of Congo, which, by the way, is participating in the World Cup.
Didn't they?
Had a great game against who was it? Against Portugal, right? They tied them 1-1. Yeah, it was a great game.
And Matami Monopo had that goal.
So there's a story going on right now in the DRC, we call it. Excuse me. It's called Congo fake penis disease. And this is real.
Okay.
All right. The actual name for it is Koro. Koro. What it is a rumor that has created mass hysteria throughout the Democratic Republic of Congo and other parts of Africa, claiming that men's penises are magically disappearing, shrinking, or stolen following a handshake or physical contact with a stranger. So if you, this is like a psychiatric thing. They shake hands with people. They hear this rumor, and the extreme paranoia
Is that they'll wake up one day?
actually causes it to shrink.
Okay.
And so they go and kill the person that shook their hand. There are 19 people that have been killed.
Really?
Over this story, yes. And apparently, this is something that comes every few years. Every few years.
What, the same rumor?
Yes. It's a condition known as genital retraction syndrome,
Okay.
where intense anxiety convinces a person their sex organs are shrinking or retracting into the body. And because of some of the tribal beliefs of witchcraft and what have you, it really resonates. And apparently their penis is very important to them.
I've heard.
And, most men, not important.
But we featured the Congo's penises, I think, especially.
So anyway, this is what's going on right now, and I just wanted to say to everybody, your penises are fine.
Yeah, okay.
It's called a psychosocial condition, and it's going to come back in a few years. But in the meantime, everything is just fine. Don't worry. Kids.
Well, next time I get scared, next time I'm in watching a big soccer game like Congo versus whatever,
Yeah.
and it's really tense, I'll check on my little guy.
Check.
See if he's all scrunched up and he's
only
all...
if you shake somebody's hand. Which, as Germans, that's all we do.
Well, how much do you want to make a bet that this was made by Germans because they didn't want to shake anybody? Who wanted to get too close to anybody?
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. All right, we have another show, Dave, other than this show. And that show is called Minutia Men Celebrity Interview. And coming up in a few hours here, we'll be talking to Kevin Matthews. Mm-hmm. Because Kevin Matthews has done something that neither of us have ever done.
He met the Pope, right?
He met the Pope. Right, Chicago Pope.
Did he bring?
He brought a statue to be blessed.
That's right.
We'll hear the whole story. But Kevin is very Catholic, devout Catholic, and he got to meet the Pope. And now we are one step removed.
Really?
1 degree of separation from the Pope.
We got to get him chili dog and all of our White Sox books.
Right. Wouldn't you think?
Well, and that scorecard booth that I have in my living room that my wife wants to get rid of, I bet he'd love that in the Vatican.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine it? That would be fantastic. So that's another show to check out. That'll be available coming up probably next week sometime. In the meantime, we have more to do here.
Rick and Dave get email, electronic mail, in an electronic bag, or inbox. Rick and Dave email. Rick and Dave email.
So I skipped the things people send us this week because I had that Pope story I wanted to share. But this would fit into that category. This is from Tony. It says, thought you guys might appreciate this. It's a commercial for an authentic pistol that was sold to children in the 1950s. Okay. This is real.
Okay.
It's a real commercial, and it's a Mattel product.
Okay.
It's called the Shooting Shell 45. And I'll play you the commercial. Here it goes.
You are watching a demonstration of the most authentic cap pistol in the world. It has exclusive fanning action and shoots safe shooting shells with greeny stickum caps. The gun and hip-slung Mattel holster are specially made for a fast draw. All of Mattel's shooting shell fanners and holsters carry the true stamp of the Old West. And every boy will walk tall when he wears a holster and pistol with a Mattel brand. You can tell it's Mattel. It's swell.
Isn't that great?
Do you remember the old cap guns with the red?
I do.
Is that one of the? I didn't.
No, this one's shot actual bullets,
like little plastic bullets.
Yes. Amazing.
But do you remember when we were kids? They got safer with the sulfur caps.
Yep.
What did that do? There was probably each of those was smoking 3 packs of cigarettes or something. Probably.
Yeah. We did not grow up in a healthy time. Which
were you a lawn jar family?
We were.
Yeah.
Were you?
No. Well, we didn't have a lawn.
We didn't have a lawn. That's a good point. All right, so it's time to say au revoir to everyone. And somebody that we said au revoir to in Chicago here about 10 years ago was Roger Ebert. Yeah. Passed away. Our good buddy, though, Dane Placco, has the best Roger Ebert story ever. And we make him tell it all the time. But this year we are going to play it for you.
Just like we repeat ourselves on the show when we're together with friends, we just repeat ourselves over and over. So
it is totally true. And you know what's ironic about this telling of the story? It was in the same episode we had Tom Dreesen.
Oh,
the same episode number 145, Minutia Men Celebrity Interview. Here it is. It's called. Well, I'll just let Dane tell the story.
And it goes back to WPGU. So they went to the Rose Bowl in 1984, and I was the news director at PGU, and I assigned myself to go cover the Rose Bowl.
There goes the budget.
Blew a hole in the
with a $300 per diem.
Right. Yeah, staying at the best hotel in L.A. No, I would go out there and I get my little tape recorder from PGU, my little cassette tape recorder, and it was a great thing to cover because I don't know if you've noticed, the Illini don't often get to the Rose Bowl, so this was kind of a big deal. Tony Eason, Mike White. I go to the press box at the Rose Bowl Stadium, and there in line in front of me at halftime is Roger Ebert, who's this major superstar, Siskel and Ebert, the movies and all of that. And an Illini grad, and he'd worked one day at WPGU, and he told me the story. They told him he had no business being in broadcasting. He had no talent whatsoever for it. So, anyway, I said, hello, Mr. Ebert, how are you doing? I work at WPGU. And he said, oh, yeah, I worked there for a day. And so we say our hellos, and I move on my way. And the game ends. They got blown out like 80-0. And Ebert spies me, and he says, hey, do you have a car? And I said, yeah, I got a rental car. He says, would you mind giving me a lift back to the hotel? And I said, yes, Mr. Ebert, sure. So we finish up our business. He meets me in the parking lot, and I'm with Roger Ebert. Roger effing Ebert. I mean, this is blowing me away. And so he gets in the passenger seat. I get in the driver's seat. And I said, how do you get back to your hotel? He's giving me directions. We're going to like Santa Ana Boulevard, all these places. And anyway, we come to a red light. We're in the left-hand lane. There's a woman in a car to my right. Light turns green. I go forward. She cuts across me to make a left turn. And I jam on the brakes and get hit from behind in a rental car, and I'm a college student. And
with Roger Ebert.
With Roger Ebert in the passenger. I have no idea what to do. He snaps me out of it. He goes, chase her, chase her, chase her. So I go, okay. So I chased the car.
Ebert, if you say so.
Yeah. If you say so, Mr. Ebert. And so we did. I chased the car that caused the accident. We make a left turn, follow it down. He goes, pull it over, pull it over. He rolls the windows down. He's waving his arms at this person, yelling at them. Finally, we curb the car. We get out. He gets out. He says, you caused that accident back there, and you just drove away. And I'm looking at the person who got out of the car, and they're going, why is Roger Ebert yelling at me? And he took care of the situation. It was great. We got the person's information. I didn't have to pay anything. I dropped him off at his hotel. Years later, my dad, he one of his many books comes out, and he's at a bookstore at Woodfield. My dad goes to get an autographed copy, and he mentions to Ebert, hey, my son was with you at the 84 Rose Bowl, and you guys got into an accident. Yeah, she cut right over. Oh, my. He remembered it.
Special thanks to executive producer Tony Lasano with opishows.com. Opie is hippo backwards, OPPIH shows.com. We're distributed by Ed Silla with Radio Misfits. Great Talk Radio isn't dead. It just moved to a better place, radiomisfits.com. And are we going to be back again next week?
You know, it's the summer, yeah. Rick. You know, they were kind of got summer hours, right?
All right.
Well, what's the next week will be a studded World Cup week again, too, right?
Yeah. I'm kind of busy, so we'll see. But I think we'll be back again soon, anyway, for another episode of
Minutia Men.
The preceding was a presentation of the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Find our other great shows on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and at radiomisfits.com. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Opie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?
What do you get when you hear a celebrity Minutia Men interview, Dave?
You will get Mark Cuban and Anthony Scaramucci, Cousin Oliver from the Brady Bunch, and the bully from The Christmas Story.
Yes.
The voice of Siri, and She Shed Cheryl. My God, the list goes on.
So you'll get Minutia, Celebrity Minutia Men Interview, a Tony Lasano podcast. Go to opishows.com or wherever you find podcasts. Just search for Radio Misfits.